So I used to buy journals like candy and abandon them every 3 pages or so. And if that sounds like something you would like, this episode is specifically for you. Welcome back, friends, to another episode of Abundantly Aware. I so appreciate you being here with me here today because, as I say every time, our time is finite. And so the fact that you are deciding to spend your time with me here means a lot to me. It really, truly does. So today, I'm sharing the real reason journaling never truly stuck with me and how that struggle inspired me to create something brand new over here called The First Page. I am so excited to share it with you today. Oh my gosh. I'm so excited. So, if you've ever felt like journaling is supposed to be life-changing, I'm sure I've told you that it is life-changing for me. And you may have heard it online on the social medias of the world, but it just ends up for you becoming that thing that you feel bad for not doing. Hey, ADHDs, I see you. This episode, I hope, is going to feel sort of like a pep talk and something that you needed from your bestie over on the other side 4 years into journaling. Okay, so let's get into it. The real problem I found with journaling and trying to stick to it, trying to start it, for me was in the beginning when I was a kid. I used to go into like stationery stores or actually just stores with stationery in them. Ooh, and if you're old enough, you might remember the Scholastic Book Fair. If you do, let me know in the comments down below. Please, please, please. I don't want to date myself here, but the Scholastic Book Fair, they used to have, I believe, notebooks, pens, papers, like those little erasers, and of course, books. Of course, can't go without books. And I would buy brand new notebooks. Also, even going to Dollarama, the dollar store, and picking out pretty journals, pretty notebooks to finally write in them. Or I get them as a gift, and I'd be like, yes, this is I'm going to write. So I have a lot of notebooks with like 3 or 4 pages scattered throughout that say Dear Diary. Because that's how I feel like we were all taught journaling is. I mean, even if you think about the book series that turned into a TV series called Vampire Diaries, I believe they start all of theirs with Dear Diary, which is wild. And like we're kind of taught that's how you journal, but I personally don't journal that way, and that's not how I like to show up. So I just want to tell you that you're not alone. And I want to let you know as well that that perfect journal is not going to make you journal. That perfect journal is not going to be the stepping stone to finally journaling. It's just not. It's not going to be an Instagrammable morning because you finally find the journal or the pen. For me, it's the pen because I'm left-handed. So I get ink on my pinky finger every time I write. And I tried to get the fast-drying gel pen-like things. They either dry too fast, so then they pill. And when I'm writing, I'm like, why am I using my right hand? When I'm writing, like if I were to write a K, for instance, it would like stop mid-line. I don't know what that's called, but it's really annoying. It's very annoying. So I stopped doing the quick dry, and I still get pen. I still got marker, pen, whatever I'm writing with on my pinky, which is annoying, but we move, we live. So like I was saying, I was definitely a chronic purchaser of notebooks, and I thought that if it looked nice enough, I would finally journal. But let's be honest. So I've been doing it for 4 years straight. Oh my gosh. No, yeah. I just finished my 4th year in May, which would mean that I started journaling when I was in my late 20s. I'm not gonna give it away. But it took me like 20 plus years to finally actually journal. I had been trying it for so long. And I find that the parts of it that didn't work for me was, number one, lack of advice. I feel like, especially in my younger years, there was a lot less advice out there on how to journal, like how do you start? And so you're kind of just left there with a journal and what you kind of know about it, and you try to make it work, but it doesn't work because you don't have enough information or knowledge, should I say, about the topic. So there's that. But then I feel like nowadays, There's too much prescriptive advice out there that tells you this is exactly how you're supposed to do it. I'd like to say that some people thrive in that, but I just don't feel like you get the transformation isn't there when you follow someone else's goalposts and someone else's steps and someone else's how-tos the whole entire way through. So I feel like it's a sort of like an emerge of both, where you can have some structure and you can also do with that what you will and have fun with it. I also want to mention, like I've mentioned in multiple other episodes, I think, is that the 3 pages, like I have to journal for 3 pages or it doesn't work. The information that we get from Julia Cameron, whom I love, in her book, The Artist's Way, she talks about 3 morning pages and morning specifically. So number 1, you force me to do it in the morning, and some people are not morning people. I think for me, I ebb and flow between morning and evening, an evening person. I don't know. Sometimes, I don't know. In the summer, I feel like I'm more of a morning person. I'm able to wake up at 7, no problem, or even before 7, no problem. But then in the wintertime, I like to sleep in. So I don't know. I'm an all over person. I'm an ADHDer. Let's just say that. But like, so first she says it has to be morning pages. Oh no, can't. It's the afternoon. I can't journal. No, absolutely not. Everybody, like, I hate that saying that says everybody has the same 24 hours in a day, because it's not true. It's 100% not true. Based on things like, I don't know, my ADHD brain has a different 24 hours than yours does, than your neurotypical brain. And even between ADHDers and even between neurospicy folks, like, I feel like we all have a different time constraint. And me without children, I have a completely different life and a completely different 24 hours than a single mom who works too hard. Sorry, Reba. I'm going to keep that in. But a single mom who's like has 2 kids and she's trying to do it all on her own. We all have different 24 hours. I don't care who says it. We all have a different 24 hours. So to think that you're going to have a morning where you can write for 3 pages, or an afternoon, or an evening where you have enough time to journal for 3 pages, I think is just an astronomical failure. And I think really, realistically, it's how you know it was written in the 90s. Like the late 90s, I think it was written, like 98, I think it came out. That's how you can tell. But I think what I have experienced nowadays in some containers that I go into, we get really deep on the prompts. And sometimes the prompts can bring up a little bit of icky stuff. I don't want to say trauma, but I'm going to say it. And there's no wrap up in the end. And so you're kind of just left there. You're just left there after the container. Oh my gosh, I feel horrible. Why do I feel horrible? Oh, that's right. Because we had no wrap up. I don't even know, like, there's no exit ramp, I feel like, for my emotions. There's no like last prompt where we say, hey, let's parent ourselves. Let's remind ourselves that we're safe and that we're okay and that whatever came up is okay. Just reminding yourself on the pages after the fact. That is specifically what I like to do because it helps me. And I know that it could help other people when you're like, you know, journaling in a container and you're like, ugh, I don't feel good afterwards. So I think that the real problem here with the current journaling space, the way it is that we sort of feel like we have to be this certain way and we have to fit into a box. And I'm here to just tell you that, like, you are a journaler if you want to journal, or if you've journaled at any point in your life. You need to find the way that journaling is offered to you in the way that works for your brain, like I did. And I'm very happy I did. Because again, life-changing. So let's talk about what I feel like I actually needed in those moments in the beginning when I was trying to just decipher what I wanted to do and what I wanted to write, and how I wanted to show up on the pages. And I think that it is really the permission slip. I hate that we have to give each other or ourselves permission to do these things, but we live in this world, so it is what it is, right? Just give yourself permission to start anywhere that you are with any knowledge that you have, or any journal that you have. Like, even if you have a 5-star journal, which if you're watching the video, you'll see that I brought my 5-star out. This is one I'm working with right now. We're like a little ways in. Yeah, a little ways in. Even if it's just a 5-star and it's not like beautiful or pretty, well, I sort of made it pretty for me. And I only just started doing this. I only just started putting stickers on my journal, and I love it. So it's the way that I'm able to show up still, and it's pretty enough that I'm excited about it, that I'm excited to get into the journal. I also think that there's a block. There's a block online. Like, I feel like we need a beginner-friendly entry point to journaling, especially for us ADHDers and overthinkers who are just copiously thinking about all the things that we're doing, like all the ways in which we're doing the thing that we want to do wrong. Okay. I want you to realize that, like, there aren't that many spaces that are for us, that are created for us. So you can create your own, or you can join along in this space that I hope I can create for all of us to start journaling and to find a beginner-friendly space. Because also, here's the other point, is we go into all these spaces and they're like, oh, here are journal prompts. And then you want to continue that, but there's no one telling you how to continue that. So then you're just kind of left with, oh my gosh, this was such an amazing experience that I got to experience. Journaling on this specific topic in this workshop, and I'm unable to bring it with me, and I want to bring it with me. So that's where this space comes in. So I want to create like a cozy, supportive space with minimal structure, but still structure there, that opens up possibilities instead of forcing a method on you or forcing a prescription on the way that you're going to journal. And I, of course, want to keep it simple as well. Simple, keep it simple, silly, is what I tell myself whenever I do anything. Because I tend to overthink and overcomplicate. Everything is better simplified. Everything. So what I realize, looking back 4 years from now, or in the past, 4 years in the past, is that I didn't actually need to be told what to write. I needed the space to figure it out, how I like to write. And honestly, I kind of feel like that's what most journalers need as well, is just that space. And I was able to give myself that space because I had the time. And not all of us have that opportunity and that privilege, I should say. So I'm creating the space for you, I hope. That is a reason why I created the first page, a journaling self-guided program for creative overthinkers. And I hope that's you listening today. It's going to be journaling made simple, intentional, and actually doable, instead of trying the 12-week artist way. You know, this space is definitely for you if you've tried to complete the artist way in the wintertime, of course, because you've got so much more time in the wintertime because we're not outside all of the time. And it's a less busy time. And you feel like this will finally be the time because I have less things and it's less busy. But you found yourself trying to complete it and you bail on week 6 because it's just too much. I just want to share this with you. I think this is definitely the space. So if you're still listening to this episode, I encourage you to just continue listening for just a little while longer. Because the first page is like a create your own adventure sort of space, where we talk about progress over perfection, where we talk about persevering through the ups and downs instead of consistently doing the same thing over and over again, where it's warm and it's flexible and it's beginner focused specifically. But I think you could come back to it at any point in time. You don't just have to finish it once and leave it. I think, yeah. So at the end of the program is going to be as simplified as I can possibly make it. I don't want to make it more than 4 videos. We'll see how that works. And I want it to be digestible in less than 2 hours. So say you spent 15 minutes every single day for a week, you should be able to finish it, sort of thing. And really what you can expect from the end, like as soon as you finish it in that week, or maybe it's 2-3 weeks because you know, some weeks are busier than others. That's absolutely open. But I want you to feel less overwhelmed and more capable and more connected to yourself at the end. That's my goal anyway. So with that being said, if you've ever journaled, you are a journaler. The first time you put that pen to paper, you are a journaler. And the first page is enough to start. So thank you so much for listening to this episode. I hope it wasn't too, I don't know, I had some structure to it, but I didn't really fully structure it just because I wanted it to be approachable and chill. I don't know. I'm feeling some sort of way today. So I hope that came across. I don't know. Do I hope it came across in this video? I don't know. I just want to remind you that if you've ever felt like journaling wasn't for you, you've seen all the aesthetic girlies online. What do we call boys? Bros? Girlies, gays, and theys, and bros online journaling, and you've tried it, but you failed. I just want to extend a heart love to you. I just want to extend love to you. And let you know that I created the first page specifically for you, because this is not going to be about 3 pages or making it perfect. It's more about finding your way and starting right where you are. So, like I promised a little earlier, today, July 17th, I'm opening up the waitlist. So if you want early access, special discounts, all of that fun stuff for the first 25 people who sign up, you might get a little bit of behind the scenes as well. I'd love for you to click the link in the description and sign up. It'll be in the description of this video and the description of this episode and anywhere else that you listen to this podcast. But yeah, I appreciate you listening and I appreciate you being here. Thank you so, so much. And as always, I'll just ask you for a like on this video. I'd prefer you to click the comment down below. And if you don't resonate with it, but you have a friend and maybe they tell you all the time about all the people online that are journaling and how they just want to journal and they haven't been able to start, definitely share that link with them. I would greatly appreciate it. But yeah, until next time, let's become abundantly aware together. And I'll see you next week. Bye.